Okay, as you can imagine, being a snake catcher since 1994, all sorts of scenarios can go on when you're dealing with the public. I mean, you let your imagination go crazy as to what could possibly happen or what has happened, and it's probably happened. Now, one of the issues that we do have when we've got cars that are very heavily sign written, if I pull up at McDonald's to grab myself a feed, and believe it or not, I eat, I'm human. People shit themselves and go, "Ah, there's a snake at McDonald's." Or if I pull up at the front of a mate's place and go in and have a coffee with him or whatever, people come over and go, "You got a snake, mate?" No, just because I've pulled up doesn't mean that I'm there, that there's a snake there. Now, one of the scenarios is sometimes if I frequent a place, for example, Brooke and I are into photography, and when we do photograph animals, it'd be very easy to just grab and throw them on the back lawn and photograph them in normal daylight and normal background, and it'd be a boring as batshit photo. So what we do is we've chosen a few spots in the Gold Coast that have got beautiful landscapes or beautiful sections where there's lots of rocks and a little bit of dirt, a little bit of grass, a river, logs, whatever. So that way you basically got natural sets. One of those spots is Birds Road here in Guanaba, and it's got waterfalls and it's a creek, all driftwood. It's really, really nice, all big fig trees and shit. Probably 6 or 7 times a year we'll catch a water dragon or something that requires a water backdrop. So we'll go and photograph or do a shoot there. About this time last year I got a phone call from a bloke who, if I sat there and explained to you that he was fucking irate, is the most understatement you've ever heard. He was screaming down the phone. He would have been frothing at the mouth. It would have been spit flying everywhere. He was going off because he thinks I was letting snakes go down there all the time. And he has a disabled mate, and this disabled mate told him that I'm down there all the time, and he sees me, walks in with sacks. Yeah, that's how we carry the water dragons and stuff that we photograph. So obviously we have reptiles with us when we photograph. I tried to explain this to him, and I could not get a word in. He was frothing the mouth. He threatened to kill me. He was saying that if any of his kids ever get bitten, he's going to come for me. All sorts of things. Unfortunately, I wish I knew where he lived, because then I would go and drop in and see him. Well, lo and behold, today, a year or more later, I get a phone call from a bloke who lives right next to that weir, and his voice sounded a damn sight like that guy, saying that, one, he goes, "I hear that you supply reptiles for the venom to make anti-venom." And I went, "Yes, I do." He goes, "You make money out of it." "No, I don't. I do it because it's a part of what we need to do to save humans' lives. They require the eastern browns. I supply the eastern browns. Usually 12 a year. Usually really big ones. But in this case, I've just been contacted last week that they want 6 and from 1 metre up. 1 metre in size. So coincidentally, he rings me and says, "I've caught one. It's in the bin. If you don't come and get it, I'm just going to kill it." I thought, well, you're showing your personality by saying that in the first place, mate. It's not the right way to think. Don't try and hold ransom over me and think that's going to work, because that's not how it works. And then the only thing that's made me keen, because I was out this way anyway, to come and grab this snake is because, one, the venom supply guys need it. He says it's definitely an eastern brown. It's got an orange, but it's, are you sure it's not a brown tree? He goes, "Mate, we get taipans and everything." No, you don't get taipans around here, bro. He argued with me, so you can tell what sort of personality he's got to start with. But that's this one here with the big palms at the front. So I'm here to diplomatically and tactfully find out, and I say, "Hang on, haven't you got a mate that's disabled?" And if he says yes, then I know it's that bloke that absolutely ripped into me. And I don't know where his driveway is. Rip might be down here.
I think he has a driveway.
And I might have to ring him back. But anyway, I'll ring him back, because the driveway might be the one down there with the big giant hollow logs at the front. But because if this is the bloke, I can have my last say. And I hate it when I can't have the last say. And this is my opportunity. Eh?
Do you want me to pull up under here? Just walk through the house?
I'll ring him and say we're on Equestrian Drive. This might be it here. We're parking the shade if you do, because we've got this green tree in the front. You didn't give me a number. You said the one with all the palms at the front.
Was it 7?
This is number 11 and 7. It's awesome. Hey champion, it's Tony here, the snake catcher. So you number 11? Yeah, we'll come in. Alright, see ya. So the 99.9% of the reason for me coming here now is to find out whether it's him, and then I can have my last say. So dude, by the way, probably end up a punch up.
Please pass me my shoes.
But I'm not like that, I don't want to stir shit. So I do want to let her know that it's not me that lets snakes go down here. And the way he handled me was very, very inappropriate. If not, it's just another customer, and we're doing this for free for Venom Supplies. Also, wouldn't surprise me if it's a brown tree. How does a house be number 7 and number 11 at the same time?
Maybe it's one of the magic houses.
Where does this go? Hey champion, how you doing? How's things?
There you go, mate.
Good.
Busy day.
Yeah, it's okay, not too bad.
I seen the same time. I reckon he's got a family of them here because I seen the same time a snake. I was over here taking a leg over to the birds the
I'm
other
here
day.
regularly.
Turned around behind me and it was the same snake as that. I'm pretty sure. It was about that round, about that long.
Yeah.
It was straight underneath here.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going
That's for
after
another
it.
day.
Yeah, we've been here already a few times this week on equestrian.
I reckon there's a family of them.
Oh, they eat anything. They eat mice, and your birds naturally attract the mice. And
Yeah.
why wouldn't you want to live here?
It looks like someone might have had a go at a tail at some stage. It's,
What is
it's a
it?
bit stumpy.
You know what it is?
Yeah, it's an Eastern Brown.
You alright, Phil?
Do you reckon those snake things work? Those vibrate, you know, those vibrators. They emit that.
No, they're a gimmick. I mean, a lot of people buy them hoping that they work, but I mean, if they did work, every house would have them, and whoever designed them would drive a Ferrari. But if you jump on YouTube and have a look at snake repeller / attractor, you see how many videos I captured these guys sleeping under them, sunning on them, mating next to them, males combating. I've got over 150 videos of snakes asleep next to them.
Really? Well, I'm pretty sure I've seen the same thing, but it was, mate,
Oh, well,
4
they did-
times bigger than that, and it was just laying over that hole, and I was taking a leg here, turning around, and I was like, holy stuff.
I haven't been that bothered
Let's go
because
down.
they're keeping the mice at bay, you know what I mean? But this one was out and around.
How and why I would be bothered? Not you, not the young lady.
Dogs, the dogs. Yeah.
Because dogs often have the attitude, go and grab them, and a lot of people, yeah, good on you, you grab the carpet, I can drink or whatever, and then they grab this and
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't even showed her.
I live in North Queensland where there's a lot of cyclones on the property, and a mate of mine said, young, he said, big carpets, mate, they're worried with dogs. He said that dog played with his body.
Yeah.
That's it, and then I played with him.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the carpet pythons also eat the rats and mice,
Yeah.
which is therefore they're
But
biting it.
they take the birds.
They take the birds.
The carpets do, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not real friendly with
Yeah,
I'd take them my own way away.
Shovel with a couple of.
But these fellas, I've been apprehensive to just, you know, kill it just for the sake of
We reckon?
getting rid of it.
So
So.
81, shovel to the left, and 81 again.
And I just hooked him, you know, I've made myself up.
Alright, just watch the dog for a second.
I just made myself up that, you know.
Come here, Rox.
Double it out.
Yeah, we'll see if I'm going to catch it.
Do you want to take it over on the, we've got a bit more room?
There's a card for you guys too for future.
So I've got to get rid of.
Whatever, I don't care. It'll be in my hand in 1 second.
In your hand.
It doesn't even have a tail. You don't even have a tail.
Yeah, something's knocked it off, hasn't it?
Yeah. Like the
Or
fishing-
might have been run
Something gotta
over.
go.
Oh, anything. All sorts of things happen.
Might have been run over, maybe.
There's no dogs around. Yeah.
They like going in something dark, eh?
He thinks I'm the boogeyman and a little bit of refuge in here. The only problem is he's wet, so he'll stick to that bag.
Righto.
So usually I tip the bag up by now, but I know he'll stick to it and pop back out in my hands when I don't want him. So he's stuck to it.
Yeah.
And that happens.
There you go, enjoy it.
So, and there's only someone down in Gosford that milks them?
Commonwealth Cereal Laboratories and also guys at the Gosford Reptile Park. But the guys at Gosford Reptile Park have got their quota, but I don't know if this one's big enough to go to the guys at the Commonwealth Cereal Laboratories.
You can't get a licence to do it?
Once in the early days they said to me, do you want to milk snakes? Yeah, $100 a gram of venom, wicked. It takes 20 snakes a full week of milking to get that gram, so stuff it, I'll supply it to you and you can just, I don't get any money out of it, but when I get bitten, the antivenin turns up, you know, that's my doing. So my arse is saved, or your arse, or whoever it might be, is because of me supplying animals to them to make the antivenin. So,
You'd thought you'd be compensated for it, you know?
oh, well, just part of my
Saved
job,
your life
mate.
once, sir.
Just part of my job. That's kind of like if you're a builder and then you're asked to sweep up the path for the mesh you made, that's part of the job, you know, that sweeping up. This is just a part of the job.
And you said you've been out this way a few times this
Oh,
week?
weekly. I'm out here all the time. Number 7 at the actual production mob down there at the, what do you call it?
Oh, yeah,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So they're
See
around.
a few of them down there in the houses at night and they walk away.
One around here, it's about 4 times as big as that.
But just be careful. You're like, I'm surprised you actually got that guy. I was betting $1,000 it was going to be a brown tree, because for an eastern brown to sit on the hook and get him, they're usually pretty fiery.
Oh, he wasn't happy. He's up on top of the shelf up there, put the bin underneath that.
And we just pulled him down.
and just
Well, that
straight
made it
in the
easy,
bin,
yeah.
shut the lid.
Everyone's had to lift him up.
Yeah. Too easy.
Alright, thank you. Sorry for life.
Good weekend.
Snake.
Can we hold him?
You're not scared of snakes, are you?